Hello, I want to play a game. You two have been keeping secrets from each other for some time now. Today, the time of secrets and lies is over. You must now face the consequences of your actions. The collars around your necks are symbolic to the chokehold you've placed onto others. As drug dealers, you've recklessly bolstered the potency of the drugs you supply to your clients, forcing them into a deeper addiction so that they may depend on you continuously. Well, today, your lives will be dependent on someone else. The devices on your necks are encased with shotgun rounds and are set to explode when the timer runs out in 90 minutes. Each of you holds the key to the other's salvation, but failure to remove either collar in the allotted time will result in both exploding simultaneously. Your first task is to escape your restraints. On the tables before you are a set of buttons. When pressed, one button will save yourself. The second button will save the other. Both will come at a cost, though one has a more severe sacrifice. Complete this task, and your chair restraints will release you. But be quick, for if you do not escape within 3 minutes, the spikes below will reach you, piercing your bodies and pinning you both to the floor. If not careful, this room will forever become your tomb. Live or die, make your choice.
Welcome back, everyone. If you loved Part 2, you're in for a treat with Part 3. Don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our exciting content. And be sure to share this video with your friends. Let's spread the excitement together. Now let's dive into the next chapter of this incredible journey. As Amanda and Lynn found themselves trapped in the dark room, the air heavy with tension, they could barely make out each other's silhouettes. Their hearts raced, fear coursing through their veins. The collar around their necks served as a constant reminder of their dire situation. Suddenly, a dim light illuminated the room, revealing a table adorned with 2 buttons. The buttons shimmered under the pale glow, tempting the prisoners with the promise of freedom. One button offered salvation for the person who pressed it, while the other held the key to the other's release. Amanda and Lynn exchanged wary glances, both aware of the other's presence but uncertain of their intentions. Their survival instincts kicked in, and selfishness clouded their judgments. Each of them wanted to save themselves, regardless of the consequences. The room seemed to close in on them as they hesitated, the weight of their choices suffocating. The deafening silence echoed through their minds as they grappled with the moral dilemma before them. Amanda's heart pounded in her chest, her palms slick with sweat. Lynn's hands trembled with uncertainty, her breaths shallow and rapid. Finally, Amanda's resolve hardened, and she made her move. Her finger trembled as she pressed the button designated for her own salvation. The ground beneath them rumbled, and a trap door opened, revealing the hidden chamber. Inside, they found a myriad of tools and instruments that could potentially free them from their predicament. Their relief was short-lived, however, as they realized the true nature of the trap. The chamber floor was adorned with menacing spikes that glistened with malice. Each step had to be taken with utmost caution to avoid the excruciating pain that awaited them. Their shared collar tightened, a cruel reminder of their entwined fate. Amanda and Lynn exchanged a wary glance, realizing that cooperation might be their only chance at survival. With a newfound determination, they started working together, guiding each other through a treacherous path of spikes. Every step was nerve-wracking, as the pain from even the slightest misstep sent shockwaves of agony through their bodies. Their screams of pain mingled in the air, creating a symphony of suffering. The room seemed to close in on them, the walls sinisterly pressing against their bodies. Yet, in their shared torment, a fragile bond began to form. They started to understand each other's pain, their selfishness giving way to empathy. United in their struggle, Amanda and Lynn fought their way through the labyrinth of spikes. Each moment tested their endurance, their determination to survive. The room became a battleground, where pain and desperation intermingled. As they neared the end of their ordeal, battered and bruised, Amanda and Lynn shared a fleeting moment of understanding. They realized that the buttons and the trap were merely tools to test their character, to challenge their capacity for selflessness. In their darkest hour, they found a glimmer of compassion within themselves. Finally, they'd reached the end, stepping onto solid ground free from the menacing spikes. Exhausted but victorious, Amanda and Lynn stood side by side, their shared experience forging an unlikely bond. Little did they know, their journey was far from over. The room had merely been the beginning, a test of their resilience and willingness to work together. More challenges awaited them, each designed to push their limits and force them to confront their true nature. But for now, as they stood in the aftermath of their shared ordeal, Amanda and Lynn found solace in the knowledge that they were not alone. Together, they would face whatever lay ahead. Their survival hinged on their ability to trust and support each other. As Amanda and Lynn stepped out of the spike-filled chamber, they were greeted by blinding lights that illuminated a new room. The sight that awaited them was horrifying. A room filled with menacing machines, each adorned with sharp blades and spinning gears. The air was thick with the metallic scent of blood, and the walls were stained with gruesome reminders of past victims. Fear gripped their hearts as they realized the gravity of their situation. The collar around their necks served as a constant reminder that they were mere pawns in a sadistic game. They knew they had to find a way out, but the room seemed devoid of any visible exit. Just as despair threatened to consume them, a voice echoed through the room, sending shivers down their spines. "Someone's coming to save you," the voice taunted, its sinister tone echoing off the walls. It was a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness, but Amanda and Lynn couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. Suddenly, the machines roared to life, their blades whirring ominously. The room seemed to come alive as the machines lurched forward, their sharp implements cutting through the air with a chilling precision. Amanda and Lynn were trapped in a deadly dance of survival. With every step they took, the machines closed in, threatening to slice through their flesh. Pain seared through their bodies as blades grazed their skin, leaving behind trails of crimson. They could feel the agony intensify with every misstep, as if the room itself reveled in their suffering. Amanda and Lynn realized that they had to rely on each other to navigate the treacherous maze. They moved cautiously, their eyes locked on the movements of the machines. Their bond grew stronger with each passing moment of shared agony, transcending their selfish desires. As they continued to dodge the mechanical horrors, the voice taunted them mercilessly, relishing in their torment. It seemed to take pleasure in their pain, feeding off their despair, but Amanda and Lynn refused to let it break their spirit. They clung to the hope that someone would come to their rescue, determined to survive against all odds. Finally, as their bodies screamed in agony and their strength waned, a glimmer of light appeared at the end of the room. The machines retreated, as if sensing the approaching salvation. Amanda and Lynn pushed through the pain, desperate to reach the source of the light. As they stumbled towards the exit, the door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit room. A figure emerged from the shadows. Amanda and Lynn, their bodies weak and screaming in agony, could barely muster the strength to lift their heads. Fear and confusion filled their eyes as they recognized the stranger standing before them. Relief washed over them as they realized their prayers had been answered. However, a sense of unease lingered. Was this new arrival truly their savior, or were they merely stepping into another trap? With their bodies battered and their spirits tested, Amanda and Lynn mustered the last of their strength and stepped into the unknown, determined to face whatever awaited them next. The only certainty they had was that they had each other, and together, they would endure whatever horrors lay ahead. With a calm and somber voice, the figure began to reveal a secret truth that would shatter their world. Mark and Lynn are in a secret relationship. There is a box under the table. Open it to confirm this, he said, his words echoing through the room. Amanda's heart skipped a beat, her breath catching in her throat. Shock washed over her face, quickly replaced by anger that threatened to overwhelm her. She opened the box and finding pictures of Mark with Lynn in bed. Underneath the photos, there's a gun. As anger consumed Amanda, she struggled to make sense of the revelation. Her husband, Mark, the man she trusted with her heart and soul, had deceived her. The realization hit her like a tidal wave, threatening to drown her in a sea of emotions. Amanda's hands trembled as she reached for the gun, her gaze fixed on Lynn. In a cruel twist of fate, Amanda and Lynn shared a collar, a symbol of their once unbreakable bond. The collar now served as a painful reminder of the love and trust that had been shattered. Amanda's grip tightened on the gun as she aimed it at Lynn, her eyes filled with a mix of vengeance and despair. Amanda stood at the crossroads of her emotions, torn between seeking revenge and succumbing to the overwhelming pain of betrayal. A single tear trailed down her cheek as she struggled with her decision. Should she pull the trigger and end Lynn's life, or should she find a way to confront Mark and salvage what was left of their relationship? Hey there, amazing viewers. If you enjoy the content and want to see more of it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. And if you find this video valuable, why not share it with your friends so they can join in on the fun too? Thanks for being part of our awesome community.